This is KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications. This is KHQA. It's your news now.
And this is Saturday, November 22nd. You have indeed entered overtime, where it's the week before Thanksgiving, and we are still able to talk high school football in these parts. That means it's been an awesome autumn indeed. We entered this day with a pair of state semifinalists bidding for state championship berths on each side of the river. And in a rare logistical anomaly, both Central and Palmyra got to host Final Four games this afternoon. That fact aside, both teams were considered underdogs today, facing unbeaten powerhouse opponents. In Camp Point Central's case, the roadblock to Champaign was the only team to have beaten the Panthers in a regular season game during Brad Dixon's career. That, my friends, would be Carrollton. Week 8 winners 30-12 over the Camp Point Central Panthers. They got up to a fast start in that game. Not so much today. The defense equal to the task as Jason Dormeyer comes around the end. Quarterback sack. 6 plays and out for Carrollton on its first possession, a far cry from the 2 touchdowns last time around. Central would take over and author a 9-minute work of art drive. Conversions aplenty. Here on 3rd and 8, Alhair doing the deed. Then on 3rd and long again, it's that naked bootleg that Casey Ray has employed so effectively with Ryan Freiberg picking it up. 3rd down and 2. How about this guy? Bobby Keltz doing it inside, picking up the first down as well. 4th and 4, no problem as well. Just a pulverizing 9-minute drive as Alhair Saldana does it again. And that sets up Alhair to do it on his own accord, in for the touchdown from 8 yards out. Central has the lead 7-0. Carrollton would go 3 and out again, and this time it looked like Central was going to jump out 12-0 or better. Freiberg to foot through the air on play action. Unfortunately for Central, that drive would stall just shy of the red zone, and that would awaken the Hawks offense. Luke Palin, his team backed up to the end zone, but backed up no more. This kid just flat out fast. That is a 60-yard pickup, and that set the wheels in motion for the first score of the day from the Hawks. Jacob Smith to Cole Brannon. In for the score. Brandon about to have himself a monster day. It's 7-6 at that point, but some great defense at the back of the end zone by Trey Flessner breaks up the 2-point conversion attempt, and Central still leads in the first half by the score of 7-6. Central trying to extend before the end of the first half, but again, it's Cole Brandon, this time picking off Mr. Freiberg and ending the drive and the threat. We go to the half with Central up 7-6. Second half, first possession for the Hawks finds them 4th and goal at the 1-yard line, and Central cannot make the stop. Palin plunges home. At that point, it is a 12-6 2-point conversion was good, 14-6 lead, and then the defense was just stifling for Carrollton in the second half. The All-Stater Cody Leonard with the tackle for loss right there. More to come. It looked like Central was going to, down 14-7 late, get a huge stop, forcing at this point 3rd and 11, thanks to the great tackle behind the line of scrimmage by Mr. Foote. However, on 3rd and 11, here goes Jacob Smith, and that's why he's an All-Stater, just blazing lightning speed down the sidelines to pick up the first down and set up Mr. Palin again. He's in for the score. A 2-point conversion would come again by Brannon. This kid, as I mentioned, a monster day at Central's expense. He was the guy that actually beat them today. 2-point conversion was big. Central desperately trying to get 2 scores late. Not going to happen. Cole Brannon again with an INT, his second of the day. Carrollton does the deed and advances on to Champaign. That's a pretty good football team. Would have loved to see Central there, but I'm not sure the better football team didn't win here today. Carrollton gets the victory. Final count this one, 22-7. So Central's fine season comes to an end with just 2 losses. Elsewhere on the day, we can tell you that up next for Carrollton, and they're going to have their hands full, a showdown with Forreston, who knocked off Galena 28-20. That game set for Champaign coming up on Friday at 10 a.m. Also, unfortunately, the run is over for Mitchell Neely, the former outstanding Carthage great. He's now the defensive coordinator at Fieldcrest. His defense today knocked around a bit by Eastland. Final count in that one was 46-33. So Fieldcrest season comes up 1 game shy of a trip to state. And for Quincy Notre Dame fans, it's Rochester again headed to state. They win yet again, knocking out Heron today by the final count of 28-9. They will take on Chicago Phillips in quest for yet another state championship. Well, Palmyra's path to the Dome was blocked by perhaps the most prolific offense in the entire Show Me State. South Callaway hit the Flower City today with a perfect record and averaging 59 points per contest. But again, the Panther defense has been incredibly stingy during this playoff run, and that motif would continue today despite the level of competition against it. Palmyra's defense equal to the task early and often in this one. Tell you what, Kevin Miles' crew really kind of came out with a chip on its shoulder yet again. I thought they played South Callaway as well as anybody's played South Callaway this year, and it starts with the defense right here. How about Skylar Klein leveling the ball carrier right there, setting a tone. Now, South Callaway would drive all the way into the red zone, but check out the Palmyra defense. This is what you call a goal line stand, kids, and it was done dramatically. Joe Drebus with the tackle for loss right there. 4th and goal, all South Callaway. Those monsters of Mocaine looking for an option. They go with a screen pass. Bad move, at least as far as Mason Franklin and Miles Kite were concerned. Turnover on downs. Palmyra with momentum with the ball back, but unfortunately right away they would give it away. Great play right here by Dylan Hare with the interception. The pick gives his team a short field, and from 1 yard away, Troy Henches would really make Palmyra pay for that mistake. 1 yard touchdown plunge puts up South Callaway at that point. Palmyra's offense could find no traction the rest of this day. It was really tough sledding. We talked about South Callaway's offense. Their defense really, really good as well. Thinking they'd only given up 70 points coming into today. That's Dylan Stone with the quarterback sack. However, Palmyra's defense trying to seize momentum back. Right here, it's Brendan Timbrook and Matt Frankenbach returning the favor with physical play behind the line of scrimmage. More fun from Palmyra's defense. This time, Will Obert. Look at the swat away right here. Knocks the ball free, and at the other end of it, Justin Miller would recover. Palmyra's offense back in business, but could do nothing with the possession. Still, the defense would not flinch in this one. Miles Kite coming up right here with a kill shot. Oh, that Palmyra defense, so frisky and nasty today. But unfortunately, late in the first half, Corey Hanger, remember that name, in for the score from 5 yards out, puts his team out 13-0. Hanger doing great work on all sides of the ball today. Kids just flat out explosive. Again, the takeaway, the enemy today of the Palmyra Panthers. This time it's Hanger with the interception. Nice return. However, one play later, Palmyra answers right back to kind of thwart the momentum shift, which was very momentary right there. This time it's Mason Franklin returning the favor with a pick as well. Nice pickoff for him. Again, Palmyra offense couldn't go anywhere with it. Palmyra's defense still standing up strong at this point. Matt Frankenbach doing some things behind the line of scrimmage. But unfortunately, Corey Hanger and company too much. Check out this run from Hanger. This is why he's an all-stater. Not one spinorama, not two spinoramas, but 3 and into the end zone for the score. Final count in this one in favor of South Callaway. Good team. Knocks off Palmyra. 27-2 is your final there. But again, a really nice finish to the season for the Palmyra Panthers as well. And so here we are. Football season is now officially over. Our attention's now on basketball. We'll start with girls basketball tonight, and we'll start at the Macomb tournament where the host team won its first 2 games of the season today. Game number 1 over West Prairie this afternoon, 78-21. In the nightcap, the Bombers beat Plains 59-48. Yanni Sadler, Kayla Vestal, each with 11 points in that one. Pekin earlier in the evening also beat West Prairie to win the tournament. 56-25 was your final. Also today, South Fulton wins its own tournament, knocking off Canton to complete the run today. Kylie Kraus, member of the all-tournament team, with 14 more points tonight. And at the Waverly tournament, nice debut today for Rushville Industry behind Riley Plummer, who had 16 points to help lead her team to victory. Speaking of debuts, the Kevin Meyer era underway now at Quincy Notre Dame on the girls' side of things, taking on a really rough and tumble Sacred Heart Griffin team. A little ragged early, but Mackenzie Doan doing some nice cleanup work. You know what? If the play turns ugly, you win ugly, and that's what Mackenzie Doan was trying to do there. Q&D, though, struggled with pressure. The turnover right here leads to an easy bucket, actually a 3-point bucket at the other end by Kate McLean. Still Q&D, no give in this one. Sarah Arnold hooks up with Quinna Keating, who posts nicely and gets the easy kiss off glass. At the other end, though, Sacred Heart Griffin going to their bigs, and in this case, it was Chloe Elbert, who was really tough to defend today. Up and under move, and the bucket, the Band-Aid, and the 3-point play for her. More from Chloe Elbert, taking advantage of miscues by Q&D in this game. A miscue, a throwaway right here. Elbert at the other end, going to clean up and finish. Quincy Notre Dame down by double digits at this point, but they're going to come back in this game. They're going to make a bit of a run, and they never kind of give any ground in this one. Shelby Connell posting up nicely and getting the bucket right here with the modified scoop shot, and then it's Mackenzie Foley cleaning up a miscue as well, putting the bucket home. Unfortunately, Quincy Notre Dame down the stretch didn't quite have enough to put this away. They end up losing their opener today by the final count in this one, 58-54. Mackenzie Foley with a pretty finish here, but again, Q&D goes to 0-1 on the season. Since we're talking basketball, the noted author Thomas Wolfe famously quipped once that you can't go home again. Andy Douglas is set on proving that assertion wrong this season. He's back every day now in the very same gym that gave rise to both his high school playing career and the first step on his path to becoming a coach. full circle, if you will, for the sentimental, but the new Quincy High skipper has no time to wax nostalgic. Charged with pushing his alma mater, one of the nation's historically bellwether programs no less, in a new, more successful direction, and having to do so on a very short clock. On the surface, there's undeniably a lot at play here, reckoning with attaining his dream job as well as the famously demanding fan base and brutal schedule. But at its core, it might just be the thing that Andy Douglas was born to do.
Let's go! Let's go!
It is basketball. Kids learn in different ways. They're motivated in different ways, and you see that at no matter what level you're at. So that's what we're trying to do now. We're building relationships with the kids, building relationships with the coaching staff, in hopes that it's going to make us stronger and better throughout the season.
It's really a learning experience. We got a new coach, new plays, just new technique to everything. We got a lot of new players, people coming up and whatnot. So it's really just getting reacclimated. Seeing what we have, all the potential we got, so I think it'll be a nice year.
Without question, this is a both transitional and transformational period for Blue Devil basketball. But any talk of grace periods or coaching honeymoons, Andy Douglas leaves to those outside the gymnasium doors. Internally, the new Blue Devil boss remains governed by the same maxims that have served him in every coaching capacity in every year and stage of his career.
Our expectation is constant growth, and I know that sounds kind of cliche in a sense, but that's what our focus is. At every level, we want to improve each and every day. I've never said that we're going to win 10 games, 20 games, 30 games in the season. Our focus is the little things, improving on those, and hopefully when it's all said and done, winning will take care of itself.
In effort to incubate that winning culture, Andy Douglas has been staked a couple of advantageous assets. Guard play for one, which certainly dovetails with some of his previous successes.
We're heavy at the guard spot, and we're going to rely a lot on what those guys can provide. And we've really talked about the energy, effort, and enthusiasm that they can provide for us each and every practice, each and every game.
His tempo is much different from Coach Taylor's, and I think it's going to benefit us a lot more because we have so many guards, and so I think that'll help us a lot.
It's not going to be an easy thing for them. We want to be an up-tempo type of team offensively, and they're kind of learning what that's going to take. And it's a lot of conditioning. It's being in great shape and being able to do it for 4 quarters every game.
Having some proven leadership on the roster doesn't hurt either.
Always are extremely lucky to have seniors like we do in Lincoln Elby, Reagan Tenhouse, and George Kakar. Those guys have been great leaders. Our sophomores and juniors and freshmen that are playing up now have really grasped onto their work ethic, their communication that they have on and off the court.
And just as importantly, this is a team that has already proven that it can compensate for a lack of outlier size.
You got to have guys that are going to be physical, and we have that. Reagan Tenhouse has really built his body up to compensate for his lack of height, and Parker Bland is arguably one of the stronger kids we have in the program. So those are 2 guys that are pushing some of the younger guys. Elliot Brittle, Clayton Wyrather. Those are guys that are going to have to come up and play some minutes for us, and we look to Reagan and Parker both to provide a little senior leadership and then on-floor experience to the process.
I'm confident in my team. Of course, we're going to have first game jitters, but I feel like as soon as we get out on the court, we're just going to be doing what we do in practice, and everything will go smoothly.
We've got a basketball score to pass along tonight from the nationally ranked Quincy Saints. In fact, the highest national ranking in the program's history, number 17 in the country among home schools. The Quincy Saints today beat Greater St. Louis Academy 69-48. The youngster Chris Hickman with 23 points to lead the way. Hey, we're just getting warmed up here on overtime. In fact, when we come back, I get to tell you about a homegrown national champion. That's coming up next. Okay. This is a stupid game. I don't have it. No, here it is.
Yeah, you might need to switch up the battery.
Looks like it's at 2 right now. Oh, great. Some idiot wrapped it around the electric. Test, test. Okay.
You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
And welcome back to Overtime, where it's not very often that I get to start a segment out here by saying these words. The Tri-States is indeed home to a newly minted national champion tonight by way of Liberty, Illinois.
Seeds of Greatness brought to you by Burris Hybrids.
Your two-time defending IESA 1A state champion Caitlin Robbins took part today in the cross-country coaches National Youth Championship in Nashville, Tennessee, and blew away the field. Caitlin won the 13 to 14-year-old division in the 4K in a time of 14 minutes and 50 seconds, which was 14 seconds faster than her next closest competitor, again from around the country. Caitlin was also competing today as part of an Illinois all-star squad known as Accelerators Blue, which also took a national title. That featured the IESA 2A and 3A state champs as well. Our congratulations to Caitlin on the huge accomplishments and for helping to put our corner of the world on big-time radar. Good for Caitlin. She's going to be a star, huge star in the years to come. Look for her name on the high school docket really, really soon. Let's do a little basketball today. Western Illinois victorious at home. First ever win for new WIU coach Billy Wright. 60-57 was your final on that one. At the Bill Maris Classic today, Illinois College fell by nationally ranked Illinois Wesleyan, but Cody Hildebrand, the freshman out of Payson, playing well today with 16 points, knocking down an elbow jumper earlier, getting a groove and kind of having a nice ball game. Also today, the pride of Hannibal, Jay Jones, with a game-winning three-pointer at the buzzer as HLG picks up its first win of the season. This on the road at Mo Baptist today. Culver Stockton losing an exhibition, playing up against Division II competition today. Down at Rolla, Missouri S&T wins that one 97-88. Also, John Wood today falls yet again by a single point to Rend Lake. The Blazers now are 5-5 on the season. Post play today for John Wood, a problem. The three post players combined for just 6 points and 24 turnovers. Quincy University at home taking on Lindenwood, down by as many as 17 in the first half. Started to come back in the late first half. Early second half, it got really good. How about Godson Inagwe right here with the tap out, and Thomas Jackson, running away from everybody. Smooth, pretty laying at the other end, and the lead is cut at that point to 5. More to come. Herm Senor, have a day. This young man just flat out balling in the second half today. Long three from him. At the other end, though, every time you tried to make a run, it would be an answer from Lindenwood. Logan Jehoon right there with a bucket. Still, the answer comes back this way. High-low pass from Evan McGaffey to Dalton Hoover, who had 14 points on the day. It's a 2-point lead. And then Herm Senor from 3 ties this game up. Just a bit later, Senor again out of transition, ties it up, ties it up yet again at 52 apiece at that point. The Hawks fans so excited at this point, they really didn't know what to do with their hands. However, answers would come from Lindenwood. Again, Quincy University would never lead this game until late. Corey Artenson with the three-point play right there. Marty Bell looking for an answer. His team would continue to pass well and try to keep contact in this one. Josh Shaban with a nice bucket right there. Then it's Scott Hahn doing his thing from inside, fighting the tall timber, and then more to come right here. At the other end, how about this? Thomas Jackson hooking up with Godson and Nagwe. Again, knocking down the jumper for three at that point. Quincy University back tied at this juncture. More to come. More from Herm Senor. High off the glass, gets that to fall. That young man had 14 points on the day. Scotty Bruxford off the bench, giving nice effort, nice minutes today. Quality bucket right here in the three-point play. However, Lindenwood would answer right back here. This three-pointer late in the ball game puts them up 71-68. But right away, without thinking, real quick, hey, 30 seconds left in the shot clock, why not? Inagwe answers with a three. We're tied up at 71 all. Then more from Herm Senor. The steal right here, gonna feed it to Evan McGaffey, who's going to get fouled with a chance at 71 all to give his team the lead. First one for Evan, true. Second one for Evan, true. 73-71, QU. We've got, I think at this point about 25 seconds left. How about this right here, though? QU looking for a stop. Chance Creekmer is going to knock down the pump fake three. Are you kidding me? His team now has the lead 74-71. 10 seconds left. At the other end of this one, Jackson first can't get it. Then with 4 seconds left, McGaffey for the win, blocked. Great defensive play by Lindenwood. Heartbreak for Quincy University as they lose by one today after that thrilling comeback. 74-73 is your final. Elsewhere on the women's docket today, Quincy University loses its first game of the season to Mo Southern. 56-49 was your final there. Also, it was Culver Stockton's JV getting felled by John Wood today, 79-60. And HLG's women win their first game of the season as well. Ashley Hurd Spencer, monster game with 29 points. Also today, 12 rebounds there. And closing out the season on a positive note, Western Illinois, which picks up its fifth win of the season, that in a schedule that featured 8 nationally ranked foes. That's one more win than last year, so progress for the Leathernecks today. Hey, Nathan Knuffman tied his career high today with 2 field goals in the game. The sophomore finished the year, sophomore out of Camp Point, I should say, 11 of 12 in field goals and 36 of 37 in extra points on the season. More overtime straight ahead. Thank you. Let's be on camera. Well, as November now roars, I should say, to a close, it's been a long day, it's just about time to put another slate of outstanding plays for your consideration as Con Communication Connection of the Month. 3 good ones already on the board. Tonight, we add our first contribution of the school year from the Hardwoods. Comes from high school girls basketball. Quincy High debuted with a loss against Jacksonville. But check out Casey Kelly with a ball fake of the gods right here. Beautiful stuff from her. We'll slow it down for you and show it to you one more time. Casey Kelly. Oh, look at this, the beautiful deke and the beautiful bucket as well. Our 4th nominee, 1 more coming from Thanksgiving week, and then we will vote the first week of December for your Con Communication winner. And if you vote, remember, you are eligible for a prize package from Con Communication. So far, the nominees include Zach Foote with a juggling fantastic interception for Camp Point Central. Cameron Kirshner scoring his first career goal and helping Canton book its passage to the Final Four. That with a wonderful goal, upper 90 at the expense of Bell. Mason Franklin last week with a juggling catch for Palmyra to put them in the state semifinals. And the basketball genius you just saw from Casey Kelly. We'll have more overtime for you coming up after this. Okay. Well, quickly on the college football front tonight, Mizzou, a big-time win over Tennessee, marching its way to the SEC championship game. Illinois beats Penn State on a last-second field goal, and Wisconsin knocks off Iowa. Sad news here, football season is over. Good news, starting Monday, basketball season in full swing. We'll have all your tournament action right here. We'll see you next week on Overtime.